Okay, so question number 10, I'm finding the volume of this prism, and I see that it has a pentagon as a base, right? There are 5 sides. So I know that to find the volume of a prism, I need to take the area of the base and multiply it by the height. Now normally we think of base as being that the bottom, okay? But the way that I'm going to think of the base in this figure here is I'm going to imagine this standing up so that this is the bottom. So if this is the base, then my height is going to be 4 yards, okay? So imagine you are tilting this up and this is what's sitting on your desk, this pentagon. So the difficult part about this problem is finding the area of a pentagon, a regular pentagon. So if you recall from the last unit, the area of any regular polygon is going to be 1/2 times the apothem times the perimeter. Okay, so this formula here is just to find the area of this pentagon, because to find the volume of this figure here, we need to find the area of the pentagon and multiply it by the height. That is the formula for the volume of any prism. Find the area of the base and multiply it by the height. So we have this regular pentagon. All the sides are the same length. So we are told that one side is 2, and if we know one side, we know them all because they're all the same. So in terms of finding the area of this pentagon, the easiest part is the perimeter. Okay, so we have area equals 1/2 times the apothem times my perimeter. 2 times 5 is 10. Okay, so I have area equals 1/2 times 10 is 5. So we have 5 times the apothem. So we need to figure out the apothem. Remember, the apothem goes from the center here, and it's perpendicular to the base here. Okay. And the way that we usually find this length here is by creating a right triangle, because there's a lot that we can do with right triangles. So I'm actually going to take this right triangle out, and I'm going to draw a picture here. Oops, let me redo that for you. Okay, make it a little bit bigger. Okay, so we have our right triangle. Now, remember, the base of this right triangle is right here. It is half the length of the side. So if this side is 2 yards, then I know that the length of this is 1 because it's half of 2. Okay. Now I need to find the apothem. I'm going to label it little a. Little a for apothem. Okay. So what to do, what to do? We need to figure out this. We can't use Pythagorean theorem because we don't have another side. We don't have the hypotenuse. But what we can do is use trig. If we can determine this angle measure, then we can do the tangent function, because I know that tangent of an angle is equal to opposite over adjacent. So let's go back to our pentagon. Okay, recall from the last unit, in order to find the central angle, which, oops, sorry about that. So to find this central angle, which I am going to put in red right here, so this angle in red, I'm going to take 360 degrees and I'm going to divide that by 5. Okay. I'm going to divide it by the number of sides. Since I have a pentagon, I'm dividing it by 5. So determine what this is. Okay. So you determine this to be 72. Make sure I have my pen. Okay. 72 degrees. So 72 degrees represents this entire red angle. But remember, we're focusing on this triangle, which is half of that. The apothem actually bisects this angle. So I'm going to take 72 and I'm going to divide it by 2. Okay, which is 36. And I'm going to label that right here, 36 degrees. Okay, so now I can say tangent of 36 equals opposite, so opposite side is 1, over the apothem. Okay, and I need to get A alone. So I like to force this into a fraction so that I can cross multiply. So I have A times tangent of 30. Oh, sorry, tangent of 36 degrees equals 1. Okay. So to get A alone, I'm going to divide each side by tangent of 36. And tangent of 36 is a value, right? It's just a number. Whatever we do on one side, we're going to do to the other. So at this point, you're going to need a calculator that has the tangent function. If you have a graphing calculator, you're going to make sure that you're in degree mode. And the apothem equals 1 divided by this number. So once you know what the apothem is, plug it in here, multiply it by 5, and you now have the area of the pentagon. Take that area and multiply by the height, which is 4. And you will have the volume of this prism. Make sure to put your answer in cubic yards, yards to the 3rd power. Okay, give it a try. Check your answer with the answer key, and let me know if you have any additional questions. Have fun.